International Youth Forum 2020, organized by International Youth Committee, a sister organization of IFBDO. I am Aryanupriti, the Financial Secretary to IYC and President of Club 25 Nepal, a member country of IYC and IFBDO. I am going to be your host for next 3 days. I would like to welcome you all again for the very first virtual International Youth Forum. In the theme, health and healthy donations are always priorities. The 3 days forum will consist of resource persons and speakers who would be talking about various aspects of voluntary blood donations and importance of health and healthy donations. I'm glad to welcome participants from 21 countries who will be with us and sharing about their working mechanism and will be part of this forum. I would like to thank all participants for their participation and presence to make this event a successful one. Welcome again. So starting with the forum, I would be requesting the president of IYC, Ms. Narmin Rahimova, to introduce IYC. Narmin.
Aryan, thank you so much. Dear everybody, once again, after Aryan, I would like to say hello and welcome on board. It's our pleasure to see all of you here and in the first virtual IYF. Unfortunately, due to the crisis, we couldn't make it happen in Nepal, but you have to know that you all are more than welcome to join us next year in 2021, almost these days, end of the August in Nepal. So first of all, I would like just to share with you a presentation. About IYC, and I would like just to give brief information what we do. Do you see my screen? Or not yet? Aryan, can you please confirm if you see my screen or not?
Wait, I can't see your screen actually. Let me
okay.
check.
Okay, that's interesting. Then I will send the presentation. I will ask Simon to share the presentation.
Okay.
Sorry for technical.
So in the meantime, I would like to give a brief about, I would like to inform you all that for the later purpose, we are recording the entire forum for you, and you can watch the entire forum in our YouTube channel as well. So we have got the YouTube channel, and you can join the YouTube channel where you can watch this entire forum in that YouTube channel. So we'll be posting the video very shortly after the forum gets complete. So we'll be posting that.
Okay, I think I got it almost.
In the meantime, if you are not ready, I'm going to show you a video. Guys, I request you to okay. So can you guys see my video?
Yes. but we don't have any sound.
Yeah, it doesn't have any sound.
So guys, it was the part of our yes. So Narmin, can you share your video now? I'm sorry, presentation now.
I'm waiting for Simon. I don't know why I couldn't make it happen. I mean, even yesterday and the day before yesterday, when I tried the program, everything was working very well.
Okay, so I'll help you out
I'm
with the
going to
presentation.
try to share the presentation now.
Okay.
Thank you, Simon.
Hope it works. Hopefully. Because it's quite heavy file, so
Yeah, it's probably I've added there a lot of pictures from the previous IYF. So you guys get ready, most of you who have already participated, to see your pictures there.
So is it like working so far? Did it work, Simon?
not yet.
Okay, so no?
Now it's opening. Let's see.
Okay, so if like in the meantime, I will request everyone like moving towards the program. So I would request starting from the very first country with the alphabetical order, we'll be starting the introduction part. So starting with the very first country with the alphabetical order, we have got Azerbaijan. So anyone from Azerbaijan, I request you to turn on your mic and introduce yourself and your organization from Azerbaijan. Participants from Azerbaijan. Anyone from Azerbaijan at the moment? So moving towards the second country, the Denmark. Participants from Denmark, please turn on your mic and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm here.
Okay.
I hope you can hear me. I'm in the car, so it might be a little loud. But yeah, I'm Selina. I'm the one responsible for the international work here in Denmark. Yeah, we did have a slide, but I will just try and give you some of the
later on.
Okay, yes. Okay. Well, then I don't think I have that much more to say.
Okay, so any other person from Denmark? Any other participants from Denmark? So now moving towards the third country, the Netherlands. Participants from the Netherlands.
Yes, we are here. My name is Gul Akçaova from the Netherlands. I am the chair of the DYC, which we have in the Netherlands for a few years now. And our main organization is Dutch Blood Association, which is called the DVNL. We have all included our information in the presentation, so feel free to look at our presentation later on. We have also included a nice video to introduce the Netherlands on a funny way, so please take a look at that as well.
Okay, thank you, Gul. So any other participants from the Netherlands?
Yes, I'm Rob-Jan from the Netherlands. I participated here in Baku as well, so maybe some of you know me already. Together with Google, we are part of the Youth Committee, as you said. And yeah, well, I'm joining as well for the coming 3 days. So glad to see you all again.
Okay, so any other like participants from the Netherlands?
No, it's the two of us today.
Okay, so now moving towards the other country, India. So participants from India, request you to introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Vishwarup Biswas from India. Basically, I'm not as young as you people are. Norman told me to join the. Can you hear me, please? I'm audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. I'm basically the National Secretary of Federation of Indian Blood Donors Organizations, that's FIFDO, with 454 organizations enrolled in our organization right now. And I am also the member of the National Blood Transfusion Council of the Government of India, which is the apex body of blood donation in our country. Hope to share how we are planning and how we have done in this COVID period later on if I get some chance. I'm here basically to listen to how you people are doing in your country, to learn and share and to move on. Thanks a lot. Thanks for inviting.
So any other participants from India?
I think there's no one.
So now moving towards the Indonesia. Indonesia, participants from Indonesia.
Okay, hi. Hello, I'm Mila from Indonesia, and I think I'm the only one participants from Indonesia, so you don't need to ask other participants. So on this event, I would like to talk about Indonesian blood demand and supplies, and our foundation, Yayasan Laskar Aferesis Pulagi. Nice to meeting you all. Bye.
Thank you, Mila. So moving towards the Italy, participants from Italy. So who is going to start? Participants from Italy.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm Luisa from Italy. My association called Brothers. In Italy, we are a little bit less famous than Avis, but we are also here. It's a pleasure to be here, and I think it's a great opportunity to see how the other association work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So who is going to join like a second? Master Milano, please.
Hi.
Yes, Master Milano, please turn on your mic. Actually, like you are on mute.
Do you listen to me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please.
This is my 5th forum, maybe, and I'm from Italy.
Thank you, Master Milano. So, any other participants from Italy?
Francesca and Tommaso, and I don't see anyone else.
Okay,
and Simon.
Yes.
And Simon, of course.
Okay, so
I was looking by the name.
So, like, any participant from Italy interested to introduce themselves, please? Okay, so now moving towards the Lebanon. Participants from Lebanon.
I am Noemi Manzo. I come from Italy.
Okay.
La Spezia. Avis of La Spezia.
Okay. So now moving towards the Lebanon. Lebanon, participants from Lebanon.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Yasmin. I'm from Donay-Saint-Comté. I'm a community manager over there. And it's a pleasure being with you today and for the next 2 days. I hope we can all benefit each other from our experiences. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants from Lebanon, other participants from Lebanon. I could see a few more names from Lebanon.
Hello, I'm Sarah Baini. I'm Beirut District 1 Secretary, and it's my first and
Okay. So now moving towards the other country, Nepal. Participants from Nepal, please introduce yourself. Hello. I could see a few names from Nepal as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello everyone. It's me Soga Thapa from Kathmandu, Nepal, and it's my first time in this virtual conference. And I'm a member of Club 25 Nepal and hoping to get best from this conference. Thank you.
Thank you. So any other participants from Nepal interested to introduce themselves? Okay, so now moving towards the Norway.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Siri.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, I am Siri from Norway, and we're from the Norwegian Red Cross, which has its own blood program. So it's like a branch kind of, but within the Norwegian Red Cross. And this is my 4th forum, I think. Really sad we're not in Nepal. But it's really nice to see everyone's faces again, even though it's on my screen, and I cannot wait to see everyone next year. And I also have Taran and Mia with me from Norway, but we're not in the same city.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, so now moving towards the Portugal. Participants from Portugal.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, hey, my name is Rodrigo. Some of you may know me from previous forums. I'm a member of FAS Portugal, which is a Portuguese federation of blood donors. We also have João, Bianca, Anna, and Marta here today, and Liliana. I guess I saw her earlier on the participant fee. We have a presentation as well, if you like to check that out later on. That's it.
Thank you, Rodrigo, for introducing your team and yourself. So now moving towards the El Salvador. Participants from El Salvador. I don't see participants from El Salvador yet. So now moving towards the Ethiopia. Participants from Ethiopia. Participants from Ethiopia. So wait, I don't think the participant from Ethiopia has joined yet. So participant from Greece.
Hello, my name is Sirine Yanak. I'm from Greece. I live in Greece, and our organization is POSEA, International Federation of Blood Donor Organizations. I wish you all a fruitful meeting.
Thank you. So, any other participants from Greece? Okay, so now moving towards Guinea. Participant from Guinea. Is there anyone from Guinea yet? Okay, so now moving towards Mexico. Participants from Mexico. So I don't think the participant from Mexico has joined yet. So now moving towards Pakistan.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good evening to all of you. It's really good to see you all, especially all of you. And I would like to mention Aryan. This is a very good effort from your side. Unfortunately, we are unable to see you in Nepal this year, but inshallah next year we'll see you. And I hope you have already got my presentation. That's just I wanted to. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation as well. So now moving towards Romania after Pakistan.
Hi guys, my name is Elena. I'm from Romania. I'm a member of the HEM Association in this country, which is involved in the National Project for Voluntary Blood Donation. Glad to see and hear from you again. This is my second year, and I hope and I'm sure we'll have 3 fantastic days together.
Thank you, Elena. So after Elena, we'll be moving towards the participant from Spain. Anyone from Spain yet? Okay, so I don't think anyone from Spain has joined yet. So now moving towards Uruguay. Anyone from Uruguay? Okay, so and from United States of America, USA, participant from USA. Well, I don't see any participant joined from USA yet. So now moving towards the very first part of the session. So it would be the IYC introduction session. So I request each and every one to be be on the session for next 3 days, and we'll be having you with very a beautiful session, and we hope for resourceful information for you. And at the end of the session, we'll be providing you with the certificate of participation for each and every participant who has been actively involved in the entire session. So now moving towards the presentation of IYC, I request Namin to be prepared for presentation. Yes, Namin, to you.
Thank you so much, Aryan. I'm really sorry once again for technical issues. So yeah, I think we can start. Once again, hello everybody. My name is Narmin. Currently, I'm presenting IYC International Youth Committee of IFBDO. I am the president of the committee. First of all, Next slide, Simon, please. I would like to give just brief information about the FIODS. FIODS is the main organization or mother organization. IYC is constituted by FIODS as well. But FIODS itself, it was constituted in 1955 in Luxembourg. I don't want to talk about the FIODS today because tomorrow you will have a very detailed information by Alicia Timonete. Ariane, can you please change
Simon?
the third slide? Simon, sorry.
Yeah, sure. Does it work?
No, not yet. Like you need to.
If not, I can continue just to give information without the presentation. We'll send this presentation and all the details later. Well, regarding the IYC, as I mentioned, is the International Youth Committee of the International Federation of Blood Donor Organizations. The main idea or the main aim is to bring together young volunteers, and at the same time to promote the role of youth in blood donation. Well, if we go back to history of IYC, the first forum, I don't remember that any of us remember the first forum, which happened in 2000 in Italy. And so we can say that IYC right now is 20 years old. And after 3 years, the idea of setting an international committee is launched. It was in France, and a work group established there. In 2005, IYC is officially born, and the first board is elected after 5 years. And this happened in Estonia during the 5th Youth Forum. Well, if you ask what IYC does, the first thing we have to mention that we coordinate young volunteers on blood donation matters and events. And the second aim is to organize international youth forums. That's one of them, but this time it's a virtual one. And if we organize international youth forums every year, and every international forum hosted by a member of Association of FIODS. And we represent the youth and young blood donors at the IFBDO meetings. I would like also talk about a little bit about the financial matters. First of all, I wanted to say that IYC doesn't have a bank account under its name, remote bank account operated by Danish organization. Every year, IYC gets 2,000 euros from IFBDO as a grant in order to represent participation at international meetings, also IFBDO General Assembly, and also international youth meetings as well. And IYC is a replica of the IFBDO structure. As I mentioned, IFBDO is the mother organization. IYC board consists of currently 6 people: the president, secretary general, financial secretary, and also 3 young continental delegates. Currently we have 3 continental delegates for Africa, Asia, and Europe. And young delegates are the people who are assigned by countries, members of the IFBDO, and they have the right to vote and get elected. Also, elections of the board happens during the IYF once every 3 years. By the way, next elections will be in 2022 during IYF. Objectives of this board, when we started our operations, when we are chosen in Baku to lead IYC for the next 3 years, we had a couple of ideas. Okay, what we are going to do, what are the new things that we want to implement, how we want to get more and more young blood donors or to attract more blood donors. So there are a couple of things that I would like to mention. The first one is to expand the idea of blood donation in many more countries, and also to help the blood donor organizations to promote what they are doing. Also, we aim to conduct worldwide campaigns with international companies, and also because, as I mentioned, IYC only gets grants from FIODS, but we want to enhance the financial independence of IYC. Well, in the presentation, I had a couple of pictures of the team. I'm Narmin Rahimova. I am from Azerbaijan, and currently I'm the president of International Youth Committee. And then Simon Baraldi, he's from Italy. Currently, you can see his picture on the screen. He's the general secretary of IYC. And Aryan Upreti, he's from Nepal. He's financial secretary of the board. You have seen him as well. He's our moderator for today and for the next 2 days. And Tatiana Esta, she's from Lebanon. She's the young Asian delegate. I'm sure that you guys will have a chance to meet her as well. And also, I would like to introduce Francesca Gorgo. She's also from Italy. She's the young European delegate. And we have Dunya Beloufi from Morocco. She's a young African delegate. And unfortunately, we don't have anybody for the Americas. In a couple of weeks, we are going to open the online application form. So if there will be candidates who would like to be part of the IYC board and join us, there will be application form opening. Well, we as IYC board, we always knew that it's very difficult for countries who promote blood donation or voluntary blood donation in their own countries to get more donors due to COVID issues, COVID pandemic. During this month, it has already been 5-6 months for some countries that they live in that difficult situation, in that crisis. During this time, we organized 2 online forums as we couldn't make it anything offline. The first forum called the Path to Voluntary Blood Movement, and the second meeting was Take Your Share with the IYC. We had 4 countries, 4 organizations, 5 questions from 4 different continents. If you would like to see these videos, we have recorded them, and you just need to visit our YouTube channel and see everything there. Well, I had a couple of more pictures from previous IYF International Youth Forums. Some of you who already participated International Youth Forums, they know that every time, or every year, we start the International Youth Forum with the famous IYF market. It's the time where we share everything about our countries, both cultural things, also the current situation of blood donation in our countries, how we engage with the donors, and all this information. And also we share a lot about our countries. And IYFs are the place or the period of time where we learn together. We learn from each other. We visit blood banks in different countries. We learn different topics. We study different topics, and we also share our knowledge or findings with each other. And of course, during the IYF forums, we explore together. It's the time where we come together from different countries. We just share our culture. I still remember from my own experience that when I talk to people during the International Youth Forums, I've found that actually there are a lot of things that we are different in many sense with different countries, that even there were some of them that I have never thought personally. That, okay, we have a lot of similarities actually. I'm almost done. I don't want to take your time a lot, but as I mentioned, we are going to share this presentation with you guys. And there on the last slide, you will find IYC email, also Facebook, YouTube channels, and also you can follow us, of course, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram as well. And you can also go to our website and get more updated information there. Thank you so much for your attention. We are really sorry for this technical issues. I think this always happens. This is something that always happens. And I want to give the floor to Aryan.
Thank you, Namin. Thank you for the very beautiful presentation. So now moving towards the second part of the session. So in this second part, it's all about the market. If the people who have participated in our earlier forum, they know about this part. The only difference between the earlier forum and this forum is like we won't be sharing about the culture and stuffs from your country, but we'll be sharing about the information and about your working environment and working activities of the particular countries. And we'll be sharing about your organization. You'll be sharing about the activities you did during the pandemic. We did share you with 4 slides. On that basis, I guess you have prepared your presentation. So now starting the presentation with the very first country. So that would be, I would be going on the alphabetical order. So very first country would be Azerbaijan. So I request the participant from Azerbaijan to get ready for the presentation. So the participant from Azerbaijan. So you ready?
Hello?
Hello, yes, participant from Azerbaijan, you ready?
Yeah. Everyone can hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay, finally.
Okay, so please.
Sorry for I'm late to meeting because I have a little bit problem. Okay, so I am here. My name is Elvin Gulzade. I'm volunteering Azerbaijan blood donation since 2018. Now, I'm ready to speak Azerbaijan about Azerbaijan presentation. So, Azerbaijan graphic station, the Republic of Azerbaijan is country in Caucasus region of Eurasia, located cross-court of the Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Population is 10.2 million. It's estimated 2019. National need for blood units, 200,000 blood units. Supply of blood donation, 2% voluntary and 8% family replacement. And next one is Erwin, can you turn the page? Yes.
Next page. Simon, to the next slide.
I turned it.
Okay.
Yeah, I turned it. Probably there is internet connection problem.
No, I can see it. I can see it. Azerbaijan blood donation.
Okay.
Was
Good.
established in 2007 to support development of blood donation in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The mission of organization is a created network of nation blood donors. EBDA mainly support people who suffer from hereditary blood disease such as hemophilia and thalassemia. Organization budget program-based, fundraising, grants and awards. And also there are so many activities for the donors. And one of them is campaign with the private campaigning and donors campaign in public place, author activity with donors, awareness activity in replacement. And also this year is all world in pandemic and also COVID-19 country. And also Azerbaijan, there are so many activities for this position. With mobile application developed by Central Blood Bank, people from public and private sector and donate blood. Awareness campaigns organized. And it's presentation of Azerbaijan. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Team Azerbaijan. So now moving towards the second presentation. So it would be Denmark. Participant from Denmark. I request you to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, here you go with your presentation. Simon?
Yeah. I just prepared the slide.
Okay.
Okay. Go to the next. I'll tell you a little bit about Denmark. So Denmark is a rather small country. We only have 5.8 million inhabitants, but out of that we have over 200,000 donors nationwide. So we have everything that we need. The blood donation is 100% voluntary and unpaid, and we both take full blood and blood plasma donations, which are all anonymous donations. So everything goes through the hospital. There are no family donations or anything like that. Yeah, if you go to the next slide.
Yeah.
So our organization, the literal translation means the blood donors in Denmark. We're not a very well-known organization here in Denmark because we work behind the scenes of the blood banks themselves, but we were founded in 1932, so we've been around for a lot of years. We consist mostly of volunteers, and then we have a little staff in Copenhagen. And then it works the way that throughout the country we have these different boards that organize their economy and their planning for their own area, which is carried out by the volunteers in that area. So the only thing we have well nationwide is our youth committee, so the organization of the youth, where we work a lot with education of our volunteers. So during this pandemic, we haven't really been able to do a lot of activities. So I'll just tell you what we normally do. And normally we spend a lot of time, of course, recruiting donors, where we go out and talk to them, but we also do some awareness campaigns, like the one you can see where we try and bring it out in things that people see every day. So once we have our donors, we have a lot of appreciation events and also gifts so that they feel appreciated, because of course they are. And then also have a lot of focus on educating our volunteers and also on doing social events. So as we weren't able to do a lot of activities during the pandemic. And then in April, we started testing our donors to see if they've ever been infected with and this gave us a very large spike in new donor signups. Then unfortunately we had to stop testing because the tests we could get weren't accurate enough, but that didn't hurt us either. So overall, we've been very lucky during the pandemic. Yeah, I think that was what I had.
Yes. Can you hear me all? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Arjan.
Yeah,
so me and Gu are from the Netherlands. Netherlands is a small country in Europe. You can see it. It's above Belgium, next to Germany. We have approximately 70.5 million residents with capital base in Amsterdam. Well, as you might know, we are quite famous for some things like the cheese and other things that we might not talk about at the moment. Furthermore, yeah, we have a quite funny video, which Rodrigo already said in the chat is quite awesome. It's a movie made for the American President Trump, and we introduce him. We introduce ourselves to him. It's quite fun. It takes 5 minutes, so I don't know if you have time for that.
Yeah, and looking at the connectivity, I wouldn't advise you to open the video now and share it with the others.
Exactly.
Okay.
That'd be the best, I think.
Too late. Probably too late. Let's see.
You have to wait. Furthermore, well, if we look at blood donation, we have approximately 350,000 donors in the Netherlands, and 4,500 donors of them are part of the Dutch Association. So the Red Cross was the former organization to organize a blood donation, then it shifted. Sanquin is now the only organization in the Netherlands which is allowed to collect blood and is appointed by the government. And they collect blood and plasma products, and we make medication from that, and we sell that all over the globe. Well, Sanquin organizes the blood processing, but they also have a body which embodies the donors and is the advocacy for the donor interests. And we are split up in 4 regions, like the 4 regions of the Netherlands. And yeah, well, at this moment we're in a budget cut because the donor association is being funded by Sanquin, and they want to cut the budget because of the current financial situation. And the DYC is part of the Donors Association of the Netherlands. Next slide, please. So what we do for activities, well, at the moment we're not quite involved in a lot of activities because of the COVID pandemic, and also before that we were quite not as active to organize activities. But we also have a newsletter going out every 3 months, and for the young community we have like the Dutch Youth Committee, in which they can get involved into more so to say involvement in blood donation. Next, please.
Yeah, I just can you see?
Nothing happens on my screen?
Yes.
Yes, now it is.
Okay, good.
Okay. So during COVID-19, well, actually the Dutch government and Sanquin requested the Dutch population to donate blood whenever they're possible, because that would help with the problems in the hospitals, actually. There was a record amount of new applications for being a blood donor or plasma donor. And furthermore, Sanquin also launched online portals for making appointments, so that people don't have to come to the blood bank to make an appointment, which saves a lot of time and decreases the amount of contact. And we started research on COVID-19 antibodies found in plasma of donors. And we also experimented with COVID-19 medication. That was it.
Okay, so now moving towards the India, we have got 2 organizations from India. So starting with the very first organization. So from India, it would be the very first organization would be, is it Club 25? Yes, it's Club 25. So from India, Club 25. Participant from Club 25. I think it's Chao. Chao, can you hear us?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now.
This is Chao Hemajit Deorai Fukan from Assam, India. So it is Club 25 International Assam. We are registered under Club 25 International in the month of 14 May 2014. And Assam is a small state of India. We are having population like 3.5 crore population, and we have 40 active voluntary blood donors, and from 2014 till 2020 we are continuously donating blood when there is a requirement, and till today we are touching about 350 units of blood donation, voluntary blood donation. So we have all the blood groups, but as you all know, it's very difficult to motivate some of the voluntary blood donors. And we have very strict rules and regulations in our blood donations club. A volunteer cannot go for any tattoo, or he should avoid all the toxic things. So there are 4 or 5 special regulations are there. That's why we have very less amount of volunteers, only 40. So can we proceed to next slide, please? Can we go for next slide?
Yes.
Yeah, I just turned it. Probably there is a delay due to internet connection, but I've just turned the next slide.
Okay. So these are some very few peaks. 4 peaks we are showing, and during COVID-19 we are donating around 8 units, and myself I donate already 2 units of blood during pandemic, and tomorrow I'm going to donate my another unit, and it's going to be my 33rd times voluntary blood donation for myself. And next slide, please. Yeah, that's what we already mentioned, that we already donate only 8 units of voluntary blood donation, because though we are very small state, and we are we have 84,000 COVID-19 positive cases in our state, and we lost around 250 people due to COVID. So it's very hard to motivate many people for donating voluntary blood donations. But still, the awareness is going on. We are in Facebook. We have a Facebook page in the name of Club 25 International ASSAM, and our state government is coming with a new, very good concept like plasma donor. So the government is doing one thing like that. The plasma donation can be only given by those who are actually overcome the positive things. Only they can be donated. Otherwise, we can arrange for plasma donation or not. But only for these things, we are unable to give plasma to the COVID patient or to the government. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Chao. Thank you for your information and notifying us about the COVID scenario at your state. And we are really into the pandemic time. The entire world is facing the pandemic, and we are all under, many of us are under a lockdown scenario. Some are just moving away from the lockdown scenario. So now moving towards the next presentation, and the presentation would be from another Asian country, that would be from Indonesia. The participant from Indonesia, please get prepared for your presentation.
Okay. Hi. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. My name is Mila. This is our first time to attend this event, and hopefully I can learn a lot from your country. And Indonesia is the 4th most populous country in the world, with more than 250 million inhabitants. As part of effort to improve the management of blood system in the country, the Indonesian government passed a law in around 2009 to make safe blood service as an integral part of health service. There are 2 services organizations in Indonesia. One managed by the Indonesian government, and another one is managed by the Indonesian Red Cross. The responsibility for the monitoring and coordinating rests to the Ministry of Health Director. A total of 211 Indonesian Red Cross and 164 Indonesian government blood transfusion unit were operating across Indonesia in 2013. And now in 2019, there is a total 200 Indonesian Red Cross and 200 Indonesian government blood transfusion unit were operating. In 2013, more than 2.7 million units of whole blood were collected, and in 2019, it reached about 5.1 million primarily in Indonesian Red Cross Blood Center. There is 200 other Indonesian blood center. We don't know the information yet. The blood donation is about 70% from voluntary donors. And how about platelets demand and supplies throughout whole country? We don't know yet. Next, next please.
Next slide, Simon.
Yep. And FIODS Squad, my organization, is an independent non-profit organization, and it was founded on December 10 in 2017. Please, next slide. We are a group of volunteering blood donors who donates platelets to cancer patients at the Darmais cancer hospitals. On March 18, 2019, this community was legally registered under the Ministry of Law and Human Rights and changed its name to Yayasan Laskar Aferesis Berbagi. We exist to help ensure that the safe and adequate platelet supplies is available to all who need in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta. In 2020, we have more than 4,000 members from any background. Hello, can you hear me? Hi. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Thank you. In 2020, we have more than 4,000 members, from 400 members from any background and field of work, who donate their platelets regularly, about every 2 weeks, to meet the demand from 6 blood transfusion units in Jakarta and surrounding. We founded from a private company on program based. Our activity, next slide please. Our activities consist of recruiting new donors, maintaining regular donors, promotion, and the most important, platelets donation. You can see in the picture, we have participated in some offline events, such as car-free days, to raise awareness and to promote platelets donation to the public. And we also implement several programs such as annual gathering for our regular members. And then we promote our program at our foundation. Also, we raise awareness about blood donation through social media and website. And the most important thing is platelet donation. We have helped ensure a steady supply of platelets in 6 blood transfusion units in Jakarta and surrounding. And in COVID-19, you already know the COVID-19 is sudden emerged a rapid spread around the world, especially in Indonesia. It changed how society function and require restriction on our movement. And also the fear of contracting the virus also have further discouraged people for giving blood, especially platelets. I believe last month we successfully collect 150 until 200 bags of platelets. And we think one way of addressing this problem will be strengthening the publicity to improve the public awareness and measure to recruit more potential donors, and then maintaining repeat and regular donors. And for this reason, Yayasan Laskar Aferesis Berbagi is hosting a series of webinars, online seminars for public, focused on platelet donation and cancer. Also, we are raising public awareness through mass media. We emphasize that we need platelet transfusion. The need of platelet transfusion always happens whether we are in the middle of outbreaks or not, and it can't be helped. We hope that this webinar series and the awareness we raise through the media will enhance the community's understanding of the importance of platelets donation and inspire them to be the next voluntary platelets donor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to let us know about the donation in your country and about platelets donation and about the activities of your organization. So we are really grateful to know about it, and thank you for your participation as it's your first participation, and hope to see you next year in Nepal as well. So now moving. Thank you. So now moving towards our next presentation, next slide. So it would be for Italy. So participants from Italy, please get ready for your presentation.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
you.
Hi,
I'm Clotilde from Italy. I will present our country. Okay, I think many of you have been in Italy because it's a very touristic place. But if you don't know where it is, just look at a European map and look for something that is shaped like a boot. That's Italy. Pretty easy to find. Our diet is Mediterranean. I think all of you have had at least an Italian meal once in their life. But if you are wondering if we eat pasta every single day, of course we do. Our capital is Rome. And in 2018, the national need for blood has been of 2,500,000 blood units, of which 100% was voluntary as always. We don't have any family replacement or paid donations. Next slide, please. Our organization is called AVIS, Associazione Volontari Italiani Sangue. That means Association Volunteers Italian Blood. The words might sound a little bit mixed up to you, but I'm pretty sure you figured out what it means. It is a 93-year-old organization, and it provides 70% of the national blood need. So we're not the only organization in the country. For example, there is also Fratres, as Luisa said before, but AVIS is the largest. We have 600 employees and 1,300,000 donors. Our budget is mainly given by the government and by membership fees. AVIS is in charge, of course, of the promotion of blood donation, of calling donors for periodic donations, of the management of the database, and welcoming donors at the transfusion centers. In some areas of Italy, AVIS also manages the blood collection. Please, next slide. So, of course, we have a youth group, a national one. Italy is divided in 21 regions. So we have regional youth groups and local youth groups. Next year, we will celebrate in Rome the World Blood Donor Day. That was supposed to be this year, but for obvious reasons will be next year. And we also have a radio called Radio Fiva. You can see here some of the campaigns that were made to promote blood donation and plasma donation. For example, this one, Be Red, Be Yellow, Be Good, was from this year, and I am wearing the t-shirt right now. Not sure you can see it. Of course, to promote plasma and blood donation. So next slide, please. During COVID-19 in March, we had a very, very strict lockdown where we literally were not allowed to exit our houses unless there was a valid reason, and blood donation was considered a valid reason. So at first we had a decrease of donations in the first period, but then we had a great response from the donors. For example, in my region, Tuscany, in June 2020, we had an increase of 18% of blood donations compared to June 2019. Talking about plasma donation, after discovering the importance of plasma in treating COVID-19, AVIS is working for testing donors during regular donations and then preparing periodic donations for the ones with high levels of antibodies and creating a database of possible donors to contact in case of necessity. And of course, our next steps are going to be to keep up with the promotion of blood and plasma donation in order to increase not only the number of donations, but also of donors with the aim of spreading the culture of healthy lifestyle. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Team Italy, for your wonderful presentation. And we are really glad to be you as one of our partner. And now moving towards the next presentation, I would be inviting the participant from Lebanon.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Sarah Baini and I'll be representing Lebanon. So as for Lebanon, we are situated in the Middle East on the eastern side of the Mediterranean Sea with moderate four seasons climate. Our population is about 6 million people. And are you hearing me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. And as for our national need for blood units, we have around 150,000 blood units per year demand. And the supplies are usually 11% voluntary donations and 89% from family replacement. Also, there's unknown paid donors. Next slide, please. Okay, as for Donner Sans Compter, our organization, the DSC, has 20 full-timers and 1,000 volunteers. The yearly budget is around $260,000, and because we're an NGO, we got our funding from fundraising events, private sector sponsorships, general income like selling bracelets, keychains, and grants and from grants and awards. Next slide, please. Now for our activities, first of all, I'm going to talk about the call centers. So in the call centers, we basically are the link between the donors that are ready to donate and the patients who need blood. So actually, Lebanon's system is based on a replacement donation system. So we have to replace the unit that the patient is going to use. And this year, we started volunteers in our call center as well to help with the call centers. It's not only based on employees anymore. Other than that, we have also our blood drives. In the blood drives, we usually recruit donors and we partner up with in partnership with the hospital, because in Lebanon, we don't have one blood bank. Usually, each hospital has its own blood bank. So we partner with that hospital to increase their stock, and also we make sure that to enhance the donor's experience. Other than that, we have the ASSAM clubs. The ASSAM clubs, it's a system that we use for volunteers. We have 15 districts that are spread through the region of Lebanon, different regions of Lebanon, and every volunteer will work in his respective region. In that way, we can expand the network and our work to reach as many people as we can. As for the awareness, we raise awareness about voluntary blood donations and promote healthy behaviors for donations as well. Now, lastly, the last slide will be about what we faced during COVID-19. The ASSAM operations, as we all know, because it's lockdown, and to ensure the safety of our donors and as well as our volunteers, there was no blood drives that were conducted since. But however, the ASSAM operations shifted to call centers, to remote operations call centers, and the call centers were managed from homes as well. And actually, we did quite a good job, because it's the first time that we managed to make sure or procure about 600 blood demands per month. Usually we procure about 300, so it was really successful. As for until August 18, this is a number, about 2,641 people donated blood at the hospitals. And also what we're doing, one activity as well that we're doing right now is to help on the ground our ground work there because of the blast that happened in Beirut, to help in the reconstructions as well. And that's it about Lebanon. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me.
Thank you, Team Lebanon. So now moving towards the next slide, we have got Nepal. So participant from Nepal.
Hello everyone, it's me Shreya Shrestha, and I will be presenting on behalf of Club 25 Nepal. So let me start by introducing you all to my small and beautiful native land, Nepal. Nestled high in the Himalayas in between India and China, the land where people wakes up along with the preaching of Lord Buddha, the land where people of different caste, culture, and creed lives together, reflecting unity in diversity. The land of Sagarmatha, the land of Bir Gorkhas. That's my country, Nepal. It has a total area of 1,47,516 square kilometer, whereas the population of Nepal is 29,136,808 people, according to the UN data. The blood demand over here in Nepal is 800 pints of blood daily, and whereas the blood supply is 600 pints of blood daily. So talking about the Club 25 Nepal, it was established as a sister organization of Blodan, whereas the main motto of Club 25 Nepal is reaching young blood donors. It has 21 college chapters and 4 district branches all over Nepal, and it is completely voluntary, non-profit organization, so it works on fund basis. And the first interaction program was held at AVM School in World Blood Donor Day 2006, and that day marks the beginning of our philanthropic journey in Nepal. Similarly, talking about the objectives of Club 25 Nepal, it mainly focuses to educate, motivate, and recruit the young people to become the regular, voluntary, non-remunerated blood donors. And it also aims for about 25 times blood donations by the age of 25 years. And it also organizes different kinds of blood donation campaigns with schools, clubs, and various other youth organizations. Can we change the slide?
Simon.
So talking about the various activities of Club 25 Nepal, it organized different kinds of emergency camps during the emergency times like earthquake and coronavirus outbreak. So in order to balance the blood scarcity here in Nepal. Similarly, it was successful in organizing the Virtual Summit 2020, where different personalities representing different organizations took part and talked about the present scenario of blood donation in Nepal and what could be done by the part of the each personalities in order to improve the situation. Similarly, it also organizes different kind of community level blood donation program where we go to different communities and encourage and educate people about the importance and need of blood donation by taking the proper precautionary measures like the use of mask and sanitizer, PPE for the health workers, and maintaining proper social distance, which is a must for at the present situation. And wait a minute, Ani. Hello?
Simon. Simon, you there?
Yeah. And it also organizes different kinds of awareness campaigns in order to aware the people about the importance of blood donation as well as other different social practices as well. And there's another one slide as well.
The last slide, I guess. Oh, we could see only 3 slides actually.
Okay, so it was about the present scenario of blood donation in Nepal. So as for that, different kinds of organizations like Red Cross Society as well as the Club 25 Nepal and various other organizations are continuously conducting different kinds of blood donation by taking all the precautionary measures. And there was also one of the campaign of one house, one donor, which was held in order to overcome the scarcity of blood scarcity. So that was all. So wish you all a great day ahead and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Team Nepal, for the wonderful presentation. And now moving towards the next participant, as you already saw the name, it's Norway. So participant from Norway, request you to present your country presentation.
Okay, hello, it's Siri from Norway again. Norway is a very small country far up north in Scandinavia and Europe. It's almost as far north as you can get. And it's so the climate is obviously pretty cold, a lot of snow and rain. but it varies a lot within the country. It's approximately 385 square kilometers in size, and the population is just about a little bit over 5 million. So kind of a small country, kind of a small population. And our national need for blood units is almost 400,000 units. No, that's the number of units that were donated last year. And I think we have about like 100,000 blood donors. Yes. You can go to the next slide.
Next slide, Simon.
Thank you. And as I mentioned earlier, we're from the blood program of Norwegian Red Cross. So we're a part of the Norwegian Red Cross, part of the International Red Crescent movement. And the organization, like Norwegian Red Cross itself is quite big, but the blood program is not that big. We have one full-time resource, one staff in the secretariat in Oslo, and around 100 volunteers divided into a couple groups spread out throughout the country. When it comes to the budget, we're doing quite well because we get money from the Norwegian Health Department every year. And we used to own and run the biggest blood bank in the country. So we still have a lot of money left from that, because it was shut down in 1996 when the government decided that all blood collection should be done by the national governmental health services. So we don't collect the blood ourselves. What we do is that we encourage people to be blood donors, and we also run the national blood donor website, and we do different campaigns and recruiting activities. We recruit at universities and different places. So we work together with the national government in doing this. And 90% of our blood donors sign up through our website, the one we run. And a lot of them do so after being approached by volunteers at recruiting events. You can do the next slide. Yes. So during COVID-19, we've had some challenges with blood donation, as most countries have, in terms of screening blood donors due to the unknown nature of the virus, because a lot of people who are infected, they don't show symptoms, so it can be kind of hard to tell. So we've been working a lot on spreading awareness about that throughout social media, so that people will have as much information as possible before they go in to donate. And they've been really strict with the regulations and measurements they implemented in terms of preventing people from getting sick if they're not sick. And the good thing was that we already had like quite well supplied blood supplies, so we were doing all right. And people also used the blood donation buses that was in the last slide, so that donors didn't have to go to the hospitals physically, but they could do it on the bus to kind of prevent bringing anyone into the hospital where you have a lot of high-risk patients. And we're currently doing a big load of testing throughout the country, and they're also implementing that in terms of blood donor. I also know that we've been doing some experience kind of similar to what they're doing in the Netherlands. So we also have some people volunteering to take blood samples and test themselves for antibodies after they've had COVID-19. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I forgot one thing. I forgot the history part, but yeah. So the blood program, Norwegian Red Cross has been doing activities related to blood donation since 1933. And at one point we ran the country's biggest blood center, as I told you. So we did that throughout like the 60s, 70s, and 80s until the government took over. And then the blood program that we're a part of was founded in 1996. So it's not that old. It's the same age as me, but it goes way back, the activities itself, just not this specific program. Yes.
Okay, so that's also you?
Yes, and next year in Nepal, everyone has to try the famous Norwegian drink, akivit.
Thank you.
You know what I'm talking.
Yes, I know it, and I tried it earlier. and it was pretty wonderful time having you all in the forum. So before starting with the Portugal, if like I did share a message, I did share a link on the message box. It's the group of IYF 2020. So it's a group for the participant. So any individual, any participants who haven't been like who haven't joined the group, request you to join the group. I have shared the Facebook group link in the group message box, chat box. You can just check the chat box and you can join the group. So now moving towards the next country, it's Portugal. So after Portugal, request Pakistan to be ready, and after Pakistan, request El Salvador to get themselves prepared for the presentation. So Portugal, participant from Portugal.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hannah Silva, and I'm going to do the presentation about sport.
I request you to increase your voice. We may not be able to hear you. You are a bit less audible.
It's better now?
Yes, it's better now.
So, Portugal is located on the southwest of Europe, on the Iberian Peninsula, and with two archipelagos in the Atlantic Ocean. It was a total area of 92.2 thousand square kilometers. It is one of the warmest countries in Europe, with an average temperature of 16 to 20 degrees, with temperatures reaching the plus 40 degrees during the summer. We have a population of 10.5 million inhabitants, and the national need for blood units is 900 to 1,000 blood units per day. As 2020, the number of registered blood donors is 210,000, with 324,000 blood units collected. All blood donation is voluntary and non-remunerated. Currently, there are 21 blood donors per 100 inhabitants. As to FIODS, Portugal has 24 volunteers working directly, including the 5 members of their youth committee, and it also has 61 affiliated blood donors associations and groups. To promote non-remunerated, voluntary, and anonymous blood donation to the community, especially to the younger generations, through schools and other juvenile organizations. We also use the media to raise awareness regarding the importance and necessity of blood donation. We provide help to our affiliates, particularly with the directives and other issues that need to be dealt with the Portuguese Blood Institute or the Health Ministry.
Next slide, please. Yes.
Here are some of the activities that we went to, like in schools with superheroes in schools and also school sections. We also have right now occurring the summer promotion, and we also have blood collections to all the country. Next slide, please. During COVID-19, some of the blood collections were cancelled, but therefore the supply ratio remained stable. You have implemented safety measures like the use of masks, temperature measuring interest, distance between blood donors, and control about recent past of the blood donors.
Okay, so thank you so much, Team Portugal, for your presentation. So now I guess it's El Salvador. So we'll be starting with El Salvador and moving to Pakistan then. El Salvador.
Hi, my name is Camila Guzman. I'm from El Salvador. I'm part of ASSAM Association, which is Asociación de Donantes Altruistas de Sangre. So as far as for El Salvador, we know that it's called El Pulgarcito de América. We're located in Central America, and we're called like that because of the size. On the one good things to say about El Salvador is that everything is real close. We have really beautiful landscapes such as El Lago de Coatepeque or Santana volcano. And as far as for the population, we're composed by 6 million people. Of those 6 million people, 85% of the blood donations are for like reposition donations, and 15% are just voluntary. On 2018, we had 26,481 people donating, and we saw an increase of those donations in 2019, which were of 86,685 people donating. ASSAS is new. We have been working for 3 years now, and that couldn't be possible without the support of FIODS and AVIS, which is the Italian association. They helped us a lot. We work, well, we have like 1,000 to 1,200 volunteers, like registered volunteers right now. And we work like with clusters or like little ASDAs around the country. So that way we can get into more people to donate. Our main goal is to promote blood donation within companies, let's say. Also, it's really important to say that at first, people were just donating to repose or just donating, you know, for family and friends. And after we got into them and talked to them about the importance of donating voluntary, we made them like change their mind, and they kept donating, but this time like voluntary. So first time they were just donating for their family and friends, and then they just kept donating voluntary for other people. Our work axis mainly is educating through social media, because that way we can get into more people. And also we support and promote donations, you know, within universities, business companies and everything. We work with the IS, which is the Instituto del Seguro Social, and also with different companies. Also, it's a good point to say or to mention that we keep supporting those people that are donating voluntary. So if there's any need for their families and friends for blood, we try to help them out. And you can see right now in those pictures, those are activities that we have done to promote the donation of blood. And talking about the blood donation during COVID-19, right now we're working with appointments. So that way we can maintain the social distancing. Also, in this case, in our country, it's a little bit difficult for that to happen, because we have been like in quarantine since the beginning of the year, and there's no like public transportation. So it's difficult for the donors to move to where we're taking, you know, the donations. But for that, we have working with different companies and things like that, so they can be able to help the people move to where we're working, so that there's no way for them to not be able to donate. And also right now we're trying to work with the plasma donation. Right now it doesn't have like a real good base of how it is helping others, but as far as we have seen, it has been helping a lot. So we're encouraging people that has had COVID-19 to donate their plasma to help others.
Okay. Francesca, can you move to the next slide? Okay, so that's all with El Salvador, I guess. So thank you, El Salvador, for your presentation and being present in our session. It's a really privilege to have you in the team and have you have your presentation for all our participants and let us know about the blood movement in your country and in that part of the world. Thank you again. So now moving towards the Pakistan. So I request Arslan. Arslan, are you ready? Arslan. Hello. Arslan, are you ready? We can't hear you, Arslan.
Now.
Yes, now we can hear you. Perfect.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Hello to everyone. Aryan, I have a few more slides, so I would like you to change it quickly so that we can complete it within the given time. First of all, you have already seen the most beautiful flag in the world, Pakistan. Now, this is the map of Pakistan. You can see we have neighbors, China, India, then Afghanistan and Iran. And we have 4 provinces, you can also call it states. The biggest one is Punjab, then Balochistan, in area-wise Sindh and KPK. Pakistan is a country of over 220 million people. Then this slide I would like to explain a bit. Pakistan is actually a land of ancient civilizations. One of the oldest civilizations in the world were Indus Valley civilization within this part of the world. And from here onwards, humanity spread throughout this region. Many people think that Pakistan's history actually begins from 1947 when India got separated. But actually, our history is dated back to thousands of years, even before Christ. And our history is older than, I can say, old India. Next slide, please. In this picture, you can see different colors, different people of different provinces wearing their clothes, dancing, and this little kid also you can see wearing a Sindhi cap, which is traditionally worn in Pakistan. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, here you can see Pakistan has one of the most beautiful sites to visit, unexplored yet, one of the highest, tallest mountains in the world, and one of the hottest and also the coldest deserts in the world. Next slide, please. Yeah, this I would explain to you. One interesting thing about Pakistan is the truck art. Trucks are actually decorated the way usually we decorate brides, you can say. One on the top right picture, you can see that some famous artists are painted on the truck, and also some interesting quotes are written. For example, in the bottom left, it is written that फासला रखें वरना प्यार हो जाएगा, which means keep distance or maintain distance, otherwise you will fall in love, which is obviously an accident. These are the foods of Pakistan. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. This is our cultural one shoe, which has no left and right. You can wear it in both foot. Basant is another traditional event in which we fly kites and the whole sky is filled with that. Now, coming to the blood donation part. Next slide, please. Okay, so Green Blood Donor Organization was actually founded on 26th of October 2014, and we have our vision is to make Pakistan a country with the highest number of blood donors in the world, which recently to achieve, like this is a long-term goal, obviously, but we are started with arranging different blood test camps. In the first picture, you can see we arranged different blood test camps to gather the data of different donors. Then our donors, they go to different hospitals. Just like Lebanon, we also have a call center. People who require blood, they call us and we send our donors to different hospitals. Then we organize public awareness lectures. In Pakistan, the major issue is not the blood donation or not the voluntary blood donation. People would donate blood, but they lack awareness. So we organize public awareness lectures, and then we also go to different colleges and schools. This is also an interesting thing that we do. We arrange different sports events. Cricket is a popular game in Pakistan. So what we do is we organize a cricket tournament in which all the people get their blood test free of cost, all the audience, all the sportsmen, all the guests. And also, then whenever anyone needs or requires blood, we send our donors to the hospital. So this is actually a good way to collect more and more donors. The challenge that we face in Pakistan is there are only a few women who donate blood, and almost 50% of our population is our females. So this is the main challenge that we are facing, and we are trying to raise awareness on this. During the COVID-19, the only thing that we could do is we could approach people through social media, and then the SMS system, because as I just explained to you, that we are organizing different sports events and different blood donation camps in which we collect some personal information like mobile numbers also and blood groups of different people. So whenever a hospital is in need of blood, we call them, we send them the messages, we call and we just agree them to donate blood, and we send them to the hospitals. So this is what we are doing mostly during the COVID-19, which is now in control in Pakistan. Last slide. Just because Aryan is very interested in this, how religion and blood donation is related in Pakistan, I would just like to explain you, because thalassemia is also a very, I would say, a disease which is spreading all over Pakistan, in which I think many of you already know about this disease, that a person requires blood sometimes twice in a month also. So to fulfill that requirement is a big challenge for us. Religiously, if we see this thing, this personality, Mr. Ilyas Qadri, who even I don't follow religiously, but this guy, he gave a call, and because of the COVID-19, people were not going to the hospitals and they were not donating blood. So thalassemia patients, they were in trouble. And this guy, he gave a call to his followers, and within a few days on his call, more than 15 to 16,000 people, they went and they donated blood, and the requirement of blood for the thalassemic patients was fulfilled. Obviously, people from all other parts, they also played their role in this. So with this, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arslan, for your wonderful presentation and about informing us about thalassemia patient. So now moving towards the last presentation, last but not the least, it's again one of the organization from India. Like we had two organizations participating from India. So the organization from India, and as Arslan took more than the time requested, so I request a participant from India not to overgo the time as well. Please look at the limitations as well. Thank you. India, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Ayan. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone and for sharing your country's position. And we learned a lot from it. So let's go straight away how we are planning and we are doing in this COVID situation, and what is the status of our organization in India and how we do it. So you can go through the statistical data on slide 1. we'll see that the total percentage of voluntary collection is 72%. It was, I'm talking about 72% means last year's figure, if you consider it that way. But if we take this financial year from April onwards, it's been tough due to the COVID scenario. We're expecting there will be a drop in the voluntary collection in this year. And the replacement percentage is around 28%. Let's move to the next slide. It's about your organization. Our organization's name is Federation of Indian Blood Donors Organization. Basically, this is the national platform of all the serious organizations, or you can see the as if you want to know about the aspect of our organization. First of all, you have to know the geographic condition of India. Basically, India is divided into states, and we have collected, or we have accumulated, or we can say we have joined hands from every state, the organizations who are the leading organizations of the state. Yes, maybe we have left some organizations also that we will be including in near future. And that way we established this federation with a very much federative structure, that is Federation of Indian Blood Donors Organization. And right now we have around 457 member organizations over here from different states of our country. The average collection will be about 39,000 units. And basically, apart from the collection, our organization takes much interest on education program on school and colleges, because what we think is that through the education programs, if we go through, if we can make the coming generation knowledgeable, as some I've heard from others also selling that they are also having this education program in this country. So we have been giving great much stress on this education program, and it's around 3,000 education programs that we do yearly. And I, as a National Secretary of FIFDO, I am also the member of the National Blood Transfusion Council. That is the apex body of our country from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of Government of India. And this is the body which deals with the 3,000 odd blood banks and total blood transfusion services of our country. Next slide, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you. Can I go to the next slide?
Yeah, I've just read it.
Yeah, the activity ones, yeah. Just we'll have a quick look on the activity portion on this. We do motivational rallies with motorcycle rallies and street plays, regular radio talks that we do. Then exhibitions, you can see the takeaways in the tribes, and you can see the picture of one of the school education programs that being conducted in the schools. It's a regular program, and the recognition of donor organizations also. And along with it, next, the main aim of everything is blood drives and donations. So we have, if you consider our country, we have blood donation drives into separate categories, you can say. One is with small donors, that will be around 10, 15, 20 donors to around 200 donors that we consider as smaller camps. Because as far you can see, our country is a big country with a second largest population of the world, and as far the blood need is also much higher than any other country that exists. So we have to go for large mega camps also, which is permissible from the government, because we have a break that we can go for. Can we go to the next slide, please? Can we go to the next slide? Yeah, the third or fourth one, I think. Simon, can you take me to the next slide?
Yeah, I will just keep it.
Yes.
Yeah, only the first slide is coming in my place. Anyways, let's move on. Let's not waste time. And the other type of camps that we consider are mega drives, It is basically our country. We have framed that we have to go for, we have to take permission from the government and arrange accordingly for the mega drives that consist of 1,000 to 2,000 donors, even at some places and sometimes. You'll see some of the slides are there where we have conducted mega drives from our organization. You can see the throng of people over there. You can understand the estimate of people, and the enthusiasm of people in this mega drives is quite, you can say it's quite enthusiastic from the people's part. But along with it, in this mega drives, we have a problem of screening also, because we have to keep a strict vigil, because you can understand when 2,000 odd people comes up to donate, screening must be done, and we must be done very religiously, and we are keeping that in mind and trying to grow through that way. So next, our main point of discussion, what I thought and what the interest of mine joining and listening to you people all, as how we are doing and what we did during the COVID period. So first of all, when the COVID period in our country, basically in European countries or in China, the COVID outbreak was much before than in our country. In our country, basically the fear of COVID came into the mind of people around mid of March. Before mid of March, it was well planned and well settled over there. When mid-March came, what happened? People who have fixed their blood drives, you can see around 20, 30, 40, 50 days after they will be conducting their blood drives, what they did, they started backing off. Organizations started backing off, and at a point of time when in the second week of March, when we were studying the country scenario, it was you can say it was a pathetic condition for everyone who is involved in the blood donation movement, and everyone who will be in need of blood. So at that particular point of time, we started to find out how to manage and how to cope up with the COVID-19 situation. So first of all, what we did from FIFDO and our member organizations, we started involving the media. When the media was spreading news about COVID, and simultaneously we requested the media to tell also to spread the message of the need for blood donation, because thalassemia patients won't survive if the camps will come to a shutdown. Then we wrote a letter to the health ministers and the chief ministers of every state, asking them for a mass appeal to blood donation, to ask their people to go for blood donation. And our health minister of our country and many of the chief ministers have taken instantly, they understood the graveness of the situation, and they took massive role along with our member organizations in that state, and they took a very great role, you can see, coping up with the situation. The health minister instantly issued letters to every state. In every state, the letter was sent to the health secretaries. The chief ministers came outside and appealed in the media. And that way, we started gathering. In West Bengal, where I stay, it's one of the states of our country, where we can say the state where blood donation movement is in a flourishing state. We have around 90% of voluntary blood donation in our state, which is a very flourishing blood donation drive movement we have since the last 30-35 years. So what we did, we asked the health minister over there, we talked with the people in the health department and urged them to involve the people who are there in the police force or the uniform force to come out, because at that point of time, what happened, people who were going for the, who thought of doing the drives came a little backward, because the fear factor of COVID was just was heavy on our minds. So at that particular time, the government of West Bengal and even the state government with the central government urged the uniform forces. The uniform forces came out instantly, and from April 1st till April 30th, the very first month where the COVID situation was grave in our country, the uniform force came out to donate blood. So people, what the notion
Sir,
with
I
the
request you to minimize the time duration because we are having the limitations as well.
You don't want to go me in the basics. Okay, then I can stop over here.
No,
Thank
you can just okay.
If I don't have time, it's okay. No problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So it was really nice hearing about India. So now moving towards our next part. So the next part is about discussing about COVID-19 situation, challenges, and impact on blood donations. So we'll be having an open discussion about COVID-19. So before that, I would like to share what COVID-19 is and what coronavirus disease is. So talking about coronavirus disease. Coronavirus disease, another name for it is COVID-19, is an infected disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. As we all know, coronavirus infection was started by Wuhan, China, and most people infected with the COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness. So basically talking about coronavirus, it is a respiratory illness which doesn't allow people or doesn't help people to have their respiratory system in proper order. Not only that, this disease is typically seen like this disease make problem to older people and people who are with medical condition of cardiovascular disease, diabetic, cardiac respiratory disease, and disease like cancers. So furthermore discussing about COVID-19, I would like to request my friend Tatiana from Lebanon to help me what she knows about COVID-19. What does COVID-19 actually is for her? Yes, Tatiana.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Aryan. Thank
Hi.
you for hosting us today. So as Narmin introduced me and Aryan as well, my name is Tatiana. I'm from Lebanon and I'm the Young Asian Continental Delegate from the IYC team. So it's really nice to have all of you here today and seeing so many familiar faces. We were hoping to see all of you live, but unfortunately we can't because of COVID. Like Aryan said, COVID is a new virus that we discovered in December in Wuhan, and it affects our pulmonary, it can lead to pulmonary diseases. What we remind as well is that it can affect everyone from the youth to the old people. So please do not underestimate the virus. You can have some mild symptoms to some really severe symptoms. It can vary from fever, some pain in the throat, some eye problem, some skin itching, what else as well? But it can generate to more severe, and some people will need to go to the hospitals, and everyone can go to the hospital. It's not only about old people, even young ones can. So we have to take our precautions. We have to wear our masks. We have to wash our hands daily. Do not touch your faces. Like if you touch any surface, because we know now that coronavirus can last more than 3 days on anything. And if you touch a surface where there is corona and then you touch your face, eyes, ear or nose, eyes, nose or mouth, it can be transmitted to you. So as well, it's important to always remind our donors and our volunteers who are going to blood banks to donate to wear the mask, because we are in a public space where we have so many people as well as nurses, and the hospital is a dangerous environment, but this will never stop us from donating blood. Just always use the hand gel if you can, or always wash your hands and don't touch your faces when going to donate blood. Aryan?
Okay, so now I would like to request our participant to raise their hand. I would be asking questions, and if anyone know like what does self-isolation means, so can anyone tell us about what does self-isolation means? Participants, can you please raise your hand? There is a button in your
like I just did. I raised the hand. Can you see it next to the chat?
Yes, next to the chat, you can see it.
Or you can also write on the chat. So
yes, you can also
we
write
will
on the
see
chat.
your
So what does
messages and
self-isolation means?
yeah.
Who would like to answer?
Do you know when to do self-isolation?
Yes, what does self-isolation means and why you need self-isolation during COVID time? Anyone?
Go ahead, Elena.
Elena raised
Hi.
her hand.
Hi, guys, again. So in Romania, particularly, self-isolation is passed by law. You have to stay quarantined in your house for 14 days if you had been in contact with a person who was declared a coronavirus patient or is suspected to be a coronavirus patient. You have to minimize the communication with the contact with other people, to stay away, to keep your distance in order to not infect those around you if it's necessary.
Okay, so
exactly. Can I add something,
anyone?
Ariane?
Yes, Tatiana, please.
As Elena said, it's a virus that can be transmitted very quickly, and like it is transmitted super quickly from a person to a person. This is why it's a pandemic right now, and it's not like any other virus which takes time to be transmitted, or it's in the air droplets. So this is why as well we ask people to stay away 2 meters, like to keep a distance of 2 meters, because it has a high how do I explain it? Gravity, I think so. It will go into 2 meters of distance to be transmitted. And when you have to self-isolate, you have to self-isolate if the government required it, because it's really, you have really high numbers in your countries, or if you were in direct contact with a person that tested coronavirus positive, you have to self-isolate for 14 days, even if you tested negative, because the incubation period of the coronavirus is between 48 hours to 14 days. So even if you were negative for 13 days, you still have a chance to turn out positive on the day number 14 if you were in direct contact with someone that tested positive.
Okay, so can someone tell us about what does self-isolation and quarantine? So are there any difference between self-isolation and quarantine, or are they the same thing? Can someone tell us? Participant, can you please raise your hand who wish to? Or they can just write the message if they wish to say about it. Anyone?
How can we write these messages?
There is a message box. Like you can just see in front of you, there is a hide conversation or chat box in front of you. Just click on that and a message box pop up on the right part of your screen, and you can just write the message over there. Anyone who wish to? Okay, yes, Arslan.
Yeah, the difference between quarantine and self-isolation?
Yes.
Quarantine is like, as what I know is, quarantine is basically if someone is tested positive and now he will be quarantined for this. And self-isolation means if you just have symptoms and you are just like voluntarily you isolate yourself, so that as a precaution or that so that it does not spread and you're not affected by it, and by yourself it does not transfer to other people. So what I think is this is the difference.
Okay.
Quarantine if you are affected, and self-isolation if you just have a feeling that you might be or may be affected by virus.
So let me add something to Arslan. So quarantine means restricting activities or separating people who are not ill themselves but may have exposed to COVID-19 situation or COVID-19 people. So if someone is exposed to COVID-19 infected people, it is not necessary that if you are in contact with COVID-19 people, you are infected with COVID-19. But for that scenario, you need to be quarantined. So it is the restricting of activities. And regarding the isolation means separating people who are ill. So anyone who is suffering from, who has seen the symptoms of COVID-19, they are kept separate from the other people. So they are being separated, they are isolated, they are separated from other people. So that's called isolation. So like let's talk about the impact of COVID-19 to blood donations. So how many of you have experienced the impact of COVID-19 in blood donations, as we all are working in blood donation and blood movement? So how many countries, I guess every country have faced some impact on blood donation activities. So I request every country to at least speak for 1 or 2 minutes about their experience, how they faced or how COVID-19 impacted on blood donations.
Yeah, every organization just talked about in their presentation how it affected. So if you can add a bit more, and what was the situation in your country, how it was handled, and how do you think it could be handled in a better way, or for the future, how can we continue this progress in COVID?
True.
If you can just
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to comment before, if it's possible, before I speak, that the chat box is disabled for me by the administrator. I don't know if you can fix that. So
Simon,
Yeah.
can you fix for Yasmin, please?
I
Yeah,
think
okay.
for me,
Try to
I'm
do
not
it.
able to find it, and nor to receive any kind of messages.
Okay, guys, in front of
well,
your camera on your screen, there is the
Yeah.
recording, the timing, the video, the microphone if you want to mute
The
yourself,
raise
or
your hand and
unmute
the
the raise hand,
conversation.
and then the chat box. So on the chat box, when you click on it, you can go to the chat and see all the comments that are being written during the forum. And you can write anything that you would like. And
Yeah.
thank you, Good. Don't worry. And see you tomorrow.
Okay. Can I tell you what we have been passing through during COVID and how we can fix that for the future?
Sure.
Okay. So basically, since we all know that COVID-19 is not a virus that's transmitted by blood, it is still affecting blood donation worldwide, and the numbers are dropping. And that's because of the panicking that's happening for the people who are going to donate, or because of the lockdowns in countries that doesn't allow donors to reach certain places. And plus the third thing is the blood banks, which closed down during lockdown at some point of time. And these all together have dropped down the number of blood units we have in stock. So what we can do is raise awareness so that people feel relieved knowing that they won't catch COVID-19 if they take their precautions while donating blood. And if we can just ensure the government, the parties that are actually responsible for the blood banks, to keep them open, to keep blood donors, allow blood donors to go and donate at certain times or in certain ways. And I guess that would make it possible for the number of blood units to stay up with. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anyone wish to add something? Anyone?
If it's okay, can I intervene?
Yes, please.
I would like to offer a specific example from Romania. In March, April, and May this year, our country was in lockdown. So we couldn't get out unless for specific reason, and we had to complete a declaration. And the police were on the streets, and if they saw you, you have to show your declaration and explain why you were outside. In the first form of the declaration, there was nowhere mentioned that you could go out in order to donate blood. So the organizations involved in the blood donation had to do some lobby with the government in order to raise this specific topic. And after a month, they changed the declaration and specifically said right there that it's okay to go and donate blood because it's safe. This is a concrete example for what this pandemic caused to us. But as it was said support, social awareness is essential. So we chose to make some online videos, some animation actually, in order to show people that it's safe to go to donate blood, that the blood donation centers respects the safety measure, that everything is okay. And we had a slight rise in blood donation, but then came the summer, and again we are having some issues right now.
Okay. So anyone wish to share their experience? Else, like,
well, I would.
Yes, yes, Arslan. I know you. Yes.
No, you. Okay, so just regarding the COVID-19, because we had a separate case, what our strategy was, what our Prime Minister called smart lockdown. Like we did not lock down all the areas, and by somehow it proved out to be smart, because right now COVID-19 is under control in Pakistan. Only in few areas it was completely locked down, and most of the areas people were allowed to go outside for like basic needs or whatever they wanted. Obviously they could not go into the malls, so in that way it was easy for us to send the donors, because if one area was locked down, we could get donors from another area and we could send them to the hospitals. This is, I think, the strategy of other countries which are still having COVID-19. They should, if they follow this, it would be good.
Okay, so I think like we all know the present scenario. We all are affected by COVID-19, and we are working hard to overcome the scenario, and working hard to get blood donation programs and collecting blood, plasma, and whatever like we are doing from our end, whatever it's possible. So like we are at the end of the very first day of the session, and I would like to share for tomorrow's session our schedule for tomorrow's session. The session will start at the same time, that is 12 not at the GMT, and the session will start with ice breaking games that would be conducted by European delegate, continental delegates, Francesca. And the second part would be the presentation by IFBDO or FIODS, that would be taken care by Alice. And the third part would be about Red Cross during COVID-19. What were the activities done by undertaken by Red Cross in a particular country? And the speaker for that session would be Siri. And the very last session would be about blood donation in Lebanon during crisis. So that would be taken care by the speaker Khalil. So he is the representative from DonorSAC Computer, so DSC. So he would be talking about as we all know, Lebanon has been undergone through various crisis scenario. One is COVID scenario, then the second one is blast scenario, and third one is economic crisis. So we would be looking after what are the scenarios, like what are the things which DSC have been carried out in this crisis time. So for tomorrow we'll be having a bit more time than today, but hope you had a pretty wonderful time with us today, and hope to see you tomorrow. And if anyone have any words, yes, I see Tatiana who is willing to speak something. If someone else is willing to speak something at the end of this today's session, I request them to raise their hand in the message box, or just they can just ask, I want to speak, then you can get a time to speak. Yes, Tatiana, please.
What I wanted to say is that because normally we are used to like meet each other like for dinner, or we eat together and we just interact, and the forum is always about interacting between the countries, between the volunteers. So please, 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 everyone join the Facebook group and do interact between each other. Don't like hesitate to write anything on the group, as a post, as a picture, anything you want to share, and let's meet each other virtually.
Yes, so as it's the very first virtual forum by IYC team. And if we have made any kind of mistakes, I request each and every participant to please forgive us and forgive me as well if there were any kind of error made by me. And we hope to see you tomorrow on the same time and hope to give you best for this forum.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Mm.